Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Toy Amigos YouTube channel. This is Cheney180. Today we're going to be doing a little comparison, if you will, of the Jada Toys original factory release versus the new factory that all their other figures are coming out of now. Now some of you may say, well, there's really not any differences. There's some subtle differences here and there, and basically we're doing this just to show you the differences between them. Now, we'd had a video before with Chun-Li, and a lot of people were asking me, are you going to do Fei Long, or are you going to do Ryu? It took me a while to get my hands on Ryu, but I have one of each here, and we're going to go ahead and break down the differences between both figures from the original factory and the new factory. We're going to start it off here with Fei Long. Now, you might be asking, which one is original, which one is the new one? This is the original one. This is the new one. The new one is a lot more matte, and I don't know if the camera is picking this up, but there's a slight color difference here, but you can really tell in the faces here and the matte. So this one's a lot more shiny, and this one's way more matte, as you could tell. And then the faces, the print is a lot better, a lot more dialed in. And this one's a little, the quality is a little less good here. So as you can see, here's the new one, and here's the original. And the overall look of them is the matte finish on this one looks a lot better. The face print is a lot more cleaned up. This isn't bad, don't get me wrong, so I'm not saying run out and go grab this one if you already have this one. This one does have its there's a couple things I like better about the original one, and vice versa. So another thing that I noticed here is on the articulation, this one's a little bit looser, this one's a lot more tight, but overall it's the matte finish is really what shines. And we're going to go through the accessories here, and you can tell on the original head sculpts, this is the original one, and this is the new one. As you can see, more matte, and the paint applications are a lot more dialed in, as we could see here. And then we're going to go ahead and check out the hands, which there's not a huge difference here to the hands. As you can see, just this one does look less shiny. And then lastly, the flame effect. Now, the original one is a lot more translucent. The new one seems to be more foggy. It gets a little bit, I guess, more shiny and clear here, but over here it's not as see-through. So I do like the original one better for the flame effect versus the new one. Now let's go ahead and check out Ryu. So here we have Ryu, and right here is the original factory version, and here's the newer one. And you can even see here, the original one is much more shiny, and then the new one is a lot more matte. But upon closer look on the head sculpts here, you can tell that the eyes are very different between the original one and the new one. It's almost like his pupils are larger on the original one. So the main difference here is going to be with the head sculpts here on the face paint application and the matte finish along the figure. I mean, we've got better paint applications as well. So let's go ahead and check out the accessories here. The hands, shiny over here for the new ones, more matte on the, shiny for the old ones, more matte for the new. As you can see, it's not as glossy on the new one. And then we have the old head sculpt here and the new one here, or the old gritted teeth one and the new one here. And as you can see, it's more matte. They both look pretty similar. The eyes are different though. Looks like the pupils are bigger on the old one and smaller on the new one. So that is a significant difference. And then the biggest thing which is actually kind of a big deal to me. The original Hadouken effect is very translucent. You can see right in there. It looks very, very nice. The new one is a lot more foggy. And it's actually, on camera, it doesn't look as foggy as it does in person, so that's very interesting. But I think I prefer the original effect versus the new factory effect. And the way you can tell is on the back of the box, it's going to show just one character instead of all three. So the original version is going to have all three characters, Ryu, Chun-Li, and Fei Long on the back, whereas the new one is just going to have Ryu. And then the one thing that I did want to mention is the joints are a lot tighter on the new ones. But why would I make this video? Why do we want to know, other than people, messaging me and asking me, hey, are you going to do a video for Ryu and Fei Long? Well, I noticed something. After I got the Ryu in hand, it really became very apparent to me. As I wanted to mention here, there was something that I wanted to bring up, as when you put all of these figures together, now all three of Wave 2 came from the new factory. They all look kind of matte and not as shiny. So this Ryu, to me personally, sticks out a little bit. But when you apply the new Ryu there, it kind of gives it a very uniform look. They all look like they're from the same wave, from the same line. Everything looks nice and uniform here. So you have the old one, which is a little bit shiny, kind of stands out. You would think if he was that shiny, he would be, but yeah. The new one fits in with my collection, me personally, better. Now, that's just my personal opinion. You don't have to agree with me, but when you really put these older figures in, they shine a lot more than the new ones. The new ones give it that very, very uniform look. Now, I'm not saying you need to run out and get the new one and dump the old one, because there's nothing wrong with those figures. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying, because they're all coming from the same place, they look very good together. Now, this even goes for the Chun-Li. So this is the newer Chun-Li with the new pieces. And then when you put in the older Chun-Li here, it shines a little bit. It doesn't have that matte finish that the newer one does. So that was just something that I noticed when I was comparing the older figures to the new ones. Final thoughts here. The original factory versions here versus the new factory versions, there are some significant differences. Are these significant differences enough for you to say, I'm throwing the old one away, I need to buy the new one? I wouldn't say that. I would say that if you are happy with the original Ryu and you don't want to buy the same figure, literally the same figure again, then don't do that. Me personally, I'm kind of glad that I did, because these are going to be the ones in my display. These are going to be the ones that go with the rest of the line. These don't stick out like a sore thumb, but there is a notable difference that I noticed. I wouldn't say that you need to get rid of the old ones, though. There's this charm that the old ones have that I really like. I like that the effect pieces are a lot more translucent than the new ones. That is one massive takeaway there. So that's about all I got on that. I wouldn't say you need to get rid of the old one and get the new one, but if you miss the old one, you're getting the new one, and it's going to be in uniform with all the other figures that are coming out of the current factory that the figures are being put out of. That's about all I got on this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that thumbs up. Share with your friends if you have not already. Check out the podcast, Chetmigos Assemble, on Tuesdays. They're Not Dolls on Thursdays. Take it easy, guys.